Focus for me. Focus on me. No, really focus. Hey guys, what's up? It's the kid here, and I am back with another one. So this is another Tinder horror story, I guess. I feel like I should make like a series, like a Tinder horror story series, because even though it's not really horror because I'm still alive and I'm not totally traumatized, but these were some very bad dates. So maybe I should do like a Tinder series because I have a few of them. I have a few situations that I could talk about. This one is another one. So this one is about the time that I went on a date with a schizophrenic. Now, let me rewind a little bit. Let me just say that he wasn't actively displaying a schizophrenic episode or like symptoms or signs. He wasn't actively doing that, but he is a diagnosed schizophrenic. So where do I start? Start on Tinder. So I got my booty back on Tinder like the boring bee that I was, and swiping, and then I come across this gentleman, and he was handsome. Like I mentioned in my previous Tinder story, I like guys with like, facial hair, beards, all that good stuff. And he didn't really have that, but he was still a handsome guy. So I was like, okay, whatever. Swipe on him. And, I'm just trying to, fill up my roster sheet with guys, and just cancel them off as we go. So I added him onto the list. And like I also mentioned in my previous Tinder video, I don't discriminate with color. I've dated guys of all colors, all backgrounds, whatever. This gentleman, he was African American. And we're going to call him, I didn't even give the last guy in the last story a name. We're going to call this guy, I don't even remember his real name anyway. We're going to call him Daniel. So we and Daniel matched, and we struck up a conversation on Tinder like most people do. And don't remember how the conversation went. Obviously, they were okay enough for me to be like, okay, I'll go on a date with you. They weren't like totally boring, and they weren't totally like over the top. So they were like right in the middle. So I'm like, okay, you're decent enough to go on a date with. So this is gonna be kind of two stories in one because we went on 2 dates. Okay. First date we went on, I used to live in, well, if you're not familiar with Sacramento County, you're probably not gonna know, but I used to live in North Highlands, which is in Sacramento County, and there is, where I used to live, there is a bar. I don't even know the name of the bar. It's like a hole in the wall. There's a bar that's like behind this gas station. And I knew about it. I'd been there before. They only sell beer. They don't sell any like hard liquor. They only sell beer. So I don't even know whose idea it was to go there. It might have been mine. Shoot, I don't know. But we ended up meeting up there. It was literally right across the street from me. So that was literally like a 3-minute drive. And we made up there. And he cleaned up nice. He looked nice. Smelled nice. Dressed nice. All of that, we each had a beer. We're talking. I'm enjoying the conversation so much. And I feel like he was enjoying it too. And I don't know what we were talking about. We were talking about random stuff, like I always do. I always talk about random stuff. And that was kind of the end of that. Wasn't a long date. We maybe were there for like 2 hours, I guess. We literally just, it's literally just like a bar. There's like, and like pool tables. There's no like other seating. There's like no other seating or anything. It's just a bar and then pool tables. Well, there might be seating on the side, but like it's a small, it's a small it's a small bar. So like there's more bar space than there is like anything else. So after that 2 hours, whatever, we were like, oh, like we should definitely do this again, because I was like I was really into him. Like he was cool. He told me, that's when he told me that he was, a schizophrenic, and like he showed me, a tattoo that symbolized the fact that he was a schizophrenic, and I would have had no idea that he was a schizophrenic. Obviously, he must be, taking his medications and being consistent with them, because I would have had no idea. And we said our goodbyes, and I went home. He went home. Whatever, whatever. And I think, did he have my number? Did I give him my number? I don't. No, I don't think he had my number. We were talking on Tinder, and Snapchat, but he didn't have my number. So, he's messaging me and telling me, had fun, whatever, the same old stuff that you always say after the end of the date. And we decided that we were gonna have another date. And I honestly don't even know why I was even going on dates. Well, I do know why. I was bored, but I was in the process of moving across country, so obviously I wasn't really looking for anything serious, because I wasn't gonna be in California anymore. Um, but I wanted to enjoy my last few months. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I wanted to go out. I wanted to meet new people. I wanted to have a good time before I had to leave my home and go somewhere where I kind of know nothing about. I mean, I know a little bit about where I live now, but I knew a little bit of where I live now, but I just want to have a good time. It was summertime. Like, I just want to have a good time. So, I'm out of breath. So we decided that we were going to go on a second date. And he knew that I was leaving. He knew that I was moving. I wasn't leaving. I was moving. And I would probably never be back to have anything serious. So he knew all this stuff. Everybody that around that time, everybody that I told, what am I saying? Around that time, before I moved to where I live now, every person that I, talked to on Tinder, I had told them that I was moving. So they knew that I wasn't looking for anything serious, but I also wasn't looking for hookups either. I was literally just looking to socialize and have a good time. And I forgot to mention, this happened like literally before I moved here. So 2019 is when this happened. Summer of 2019. So we decided that we were going to go on a second date, and we decided that we were going to go bowling. Because I wanted to go bowling. Hadn't been bowling in a while. And there's a bowling alley right down the street from my house. Like, where I used to live, there was literally everything there. So it was nothing to get anywhere, really. I was like smack dab in the middle of everything. So fast forward, we meet up at the bowling alley. This is a whole nother like week. It's like next week or whatever. We meet up at the bowling alley, and he's dressed up nice. Once again, like, he looks good, smells good, dressed good. Nothing wrong. I dressed up a little bit more than I did the first date, because why not? I don't know. And we met up, we hugged, he complimented me and stuff like that, and got our bowling stuff. And, well, actually, backtrack. I think before we got our bowling stuff, we went and got drinks. There's a bar in the bowling alley. So we went to that bar and we got drinks first before we did any bowling, because you know you gotta get lit before you bowl. It makes it more fun, you know. So we're at the bar, we're getting drinks, his treat, and then we were like, ooh, like, well, actually, let me not say we. I was getting hungry, because I didn't really have a chance to eat nothing before I got to the date. So I'm like, I think I'm gonna get something to eat. In my mind, I'm like, okay, well, we're on a date that you asked me to. So I'm thinking that, you know, you're gonna pay for my food, you know, my bowling alley food. I thought that was what was gonna happen. Um, that was my expectation. That was my assumption. So we walk over to where the food counter is, and I'm ordering my food, and he basically was like, oh, you got it? Mind you, I think I just got like a hot dog. Like I didn't even get like nothing crazy. So um I was like, did he get food? He might have got food too. He might have got food too. I think he was like, uh, you gonna pay for the bowling or the food? So yeah. So he was like, so are you gonna pay for the bowling or are you gonna pay for the food? So I'm like, I'll pay. Actually, oh my god, I'm like mixing stuff up. He didn't get nothing to eat. I got something to eat. I paid for my food. Whatever I got. I think I got a hot dog. But when we went to the bar, um, when we first went to the bar, he was like, so you gonna pay for the bowling or you gonna pay for the drinks? And I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna pay for the bowling because I don't know if you finna run up a tab. Like, I'm not trying to be paying hundreds of dollars on drinks. Like, I don't really know what your motive is as far as these drinks. So I'm gonna just pay for the bowling because we only gonna play like one game, and that's gonna be maybe one or two games. So that's gonna be like $50, whatever. Like, I'm fine with that, but I'm not about to risk spending hundreds of dollars on drinks. So yeah, I decided to pay for the bowling. So he paid for the drinks. And then, of course, he only got like one drink, one or two. And I think I got a shot and then like a vodka and cranberry. Um, and yeah, so anyway, so we go get my food. We come back into the bar area to eat it for some odd reason. I don't really know why. We didn't go back to our spot. Maybe it wasn't ready yet. So I don't know. But we're eating our food, or I'm eating my food because I don't think he got food. And but oh shit! But when I was in the line to get the food, he was like eyeing me like real hard, like trying to figure out like what I got type thing, like not checking out my fit, but not like that. Like he's checking my fit out, like ooh, like does she got money or does she not got money type of situation. And so I used to carry like my Michael Kors purse, and I had like my Michael Kors wallet, like a whole setup. And so when I pulled out like my Michael Kors wallet, he was like, "Ooh, like you got money," like, and in my head I'm like, I mean, this isn't Gucci, this isn't Prada, this isn't Louis, this isn't Chanel, this isn't none of that. Like, it's Michael Kors, bruh. Like, granted, it's not cheap, but it's not like top notch designer either. So I'm like, okay, okay, and I had like these rings on, um, that were like just starting to be popular, but like not really. Now they're popular. Here, let me show you them. So like these like Oh my god. Can you see these, like, you can't see, but these like stackable rings, little rhinestone rings. I had 2 stacked on my finger because I have 3, but I had 2 stacked on my finger. And he was looking at like all my jewelry and stuff, and he was like, "Damn, like you must got it like that." And I'm like, "Bruh, I don't." It's called bougie on a budget. It's called finesse game on 10. It's called, I don't know, but it's not that. It's not trying, I'm not trying to give that. Well, I am trying to give that, but it's not giving that. Like I don't have like, I'm not rich. I don't have money like that. So I don't really know what you're talking about. But I was like, like, no, like I ain't got it like that. Like, but you know. So finally our bowling area is ready. We get our shoes, whatever. We set up. Now he's like, okay, like, so what we finna bet on? Like, if I win, like, he was like, if I win, I get something. If you win, you get something. And I was like, okay, so what do you want? Like, what do you want if you win? And he was like, oh, I don't know yet. He was like, do you know what you would want? And I was like, yeah, like, if I win, I want a steak and lobster dinner. Because I want food. I want food. If I'm gonna bet on something, I'm betting for food. Like, I mean, I guess I could have bet for money, but like, maybe not if you picking and choosing what you want to pay for. But I'm gonna bet on some steak and lobster because I love steak and lobster. So he was like, all right, bet. So we're playing the game, having a good time, just vibing. And he's like, then like out of nowhere, he starts getting real comfortable, a little too comfortable. Mind you, this is the second date. And this isn't the first date, so I'm kind of giving him a little slack because he didn't really pull this on the first date. He didn't pull this on the first date. But on the second date, it's not really what I want to happen, but like, it's a second date, whatever. So he starts grabbing up on me. And not like in an inappropriate way. He's not grabbing my booty or anything like in my last video. But, he's grabbing my hips, my waist, and, just caressing me, whatever. Nothing too cringy, just a little extra, but like nothing too cringy like the last guy. So I'm like, oh, like whatever, like, he really feeling me or whatever. So, fast forward, because nothing really crazy happened during the bowling. We was just having fun. And long story short, I won. I beat him. I got the highest score, right? So what does that mean? That means I'm supposed to be getting my steak and lobster. That's what that's supposed to mean. So he mad that I won, and I'm like, yes, I get my steak and lobster is lit. False. Because when I said that, when I said that, he laughed. So I was like, oh, so that's what we're doing. All right, you salty. All right, cool. So basically he was like, yeah, you ain't getting that. He said that straight as hell. Like, nah, it ain't happening. I was like, oh, okay, all right, cool. So we leave. Cause at that point, I'm like, yeah, it's a no for me, dog. Like, and I know this isn't supposed to be anything serious, but it's definitely a no for me. So, he's like, oh, like we should like, go chill in your car or whatever. Like he had a car, but for some reason he wanted to chill in my car. So we're chilling in my car and we're talking, and then he starts getting real weird. You got weird real quick. And I don't like that. So he's grabbing up on my thighs. I don't get it. I mean, I know my thighs are juicy or whatever, but like, don't be touching them. So he grabbing up on my thighs. I'm wearing jeans this time. But he grabbed me my thighs and he like, oh, like I want to like kiss you. And I'm like, I don't really want to kiss you. But like, I feel like I was such like in an awkward position. And honestly, he was giving like weird vibes, like oh, like if you don't do this, like I'm gonna do something type vibes. And like I just don't, I'm not trying to be put in no position like that. And so I kissed him. We were kissing or whatever, and then he was trying to take it a little too far, and he was trying to grab on this muffin. And I'm like, no, see, that's not what we're doing. We could do this. We could do this, but that's it. You're not finna grab this muffin. No, sir. So I had to stop real quick. And I was like, yeah, like, I'm kind of tired. Like, I'm gonna go home and, like, knock out, whatever. And so he wasn't really trying to get out. So, like, I was just like, yeah, like, no, I'm just tired. Like, I'm just trying to, like, hurry up and get him to get out of my car. And so eventually he got out. And he's like, oh, like, when am I going to see you again? I'm like, I don't know. Like, I really don't know. I will figure it out, knowing that I'm lying. Ooh, I got something in my eye. So, yeah, I go home, and that was that. And then he posted something on Snap, like, that same night, where it was like, oh, so, like, that's what the type of time you were on. You posting some like sexual stuff. Like I don't really like care to be seeing that. Like I don't like seeing that. Like why are you? Who are you trying to pass this message along to? Because I know it's not me. I don't care. I just don't want to see that on my timeline. I really don't. So I unfriended him and all that stuff. And I guess eventually unfriended me. I don't know. I don't remember, but yeah. Yep. I could have saved that $50. I wish I did save that $50. But you live and you learn. So yeah, that was my story about me going on a date with a schizophrenic guy. And it was not good. It was not good. What's my worst date? What's my worst date? I don't know. They're all like on the same level of disgust. Is that the right word? So I don't know, but anyway, I got a headache, so I'm about to bounce, and I'll see y'all on the next one.